On Cedar Point's website, you can find all the instructions you will need to navigate the park with a disability. I will do my best to cover all of this in this video as much as I can to help you and your family have fun at Cedar Point. But please know a full guide is available on the website, or if you have a special request or can't find an answer to your question, you can always stop by any of the Cedar Point guest services areas located at the front gate and throughout the park. In the first page of the assistance guide, it states, the park ride's safety systems are designed by the manufacturer to accommodate people of average physical stature and body portion. These systems may put restrictions on an individual's ability to experience a ride. To summarize what this means is that Cedar Point isn't discriminating against anyone. They simply cannot accommodate every special needs person to ride every ride because it would not be safe for them to do so. This also includes guests of larger or smaller size, guests with a history of heart, back, or neck trouble, pregnant guests, people who have had recent surgery, or people with casts, braces, or restrictive devices, or any other disability that prohibits you from riding the ride according to this safety system. To better help park guests understand which rides will be safe for them to ride, Cedar Point has a ride rating system. This system provides a scale of rating the thrill factor of each ride. The intent is to provide a scale to guide park guests in determining which attractions to ride based on their own experience level, physical condition, and abilities. The ride rating system is based on a scale 1 through 5, 1 being the least amount of thrill and 5 being the most amount of thrill. Every ride at Cedar Point fits in one of these 5 categories, and it's conveniently marked outside each and every ride in the park. That way you and your loved one can walk up to this board and see what the thrill factor is to determine if it is safe for you or your loved one to partake in the ride. Category number 1 is low thrill rides. These rides are generally calm and gentle in nature, perfect for young children, elderly, or anyone with a disability. Category number 2 is mild rides, which are rides with speeds that have gentle motion and braking. Rides have smooth transition with some changes in elevation and speed. Category number 3 is moderate thrill rides. Rides that generally have low to medium speed and or heights with moderate motion and braking. Riders may encounter unexpected changes in direction and or speed during portions of the ride. Category number 4, high thrill rides. These rides that are generally have medium to high speed and or heights with moderate to rapid braking. Rides may encounter unexpected changes in speed, direction, or even elevation. The last category is number 5, aggressive thrill rides. Rides that generally have one or more of the following: high speeds and or heights, aggressive and unexpected forces, and rapid directional or elevation change. Riders will encounter many unexpected rapid changes in speed, direction, and or elevation. Also, for guest convenience is the key symbols. These are also located on the park signs right outside the ride to help determine if the ride is safe for certain individuals. Generally, guests must have the ability to brace themselves upright in the seat and support their head and neck during the ride movements. Riders using wheelchairs will have to transfer from their wheelchair to the ride unit by themselves or assisted by a member of their party in order to be able to ride. You should plan your visit with someone who can physically help you when necessary. The guide goes on to state that in general, all riders should be in good health and free from any conditions known or unknown that might be aggravated by riding. If you have any doubt about your ability to safely experience a ride, we urge you to consult with our staff at Guest Services or Town Hall. Remember, if you suspect your health could be at risk for any reason, or you could aggravate a pre-existing condition of any kind, do not ride. For those guests who cannot wait in line, Cedar Point has developed an alternative access entrance and attraction boarding pass system. To provide equal access for all guests, we have developed a boarding pass program which allows guests with mobility restrictions, or ASD, to access rides at specific times via the alternative access entrance. Here's how it works. The guest with a mobility impairment, or ASD, should visit Guest Services or Town Hall upon his or her arrival at the park to express his or her inability to wait in the regular line. Some questions are asked to ensure that the rider has the required physical criteria in order to safely experience rides, and a boarding pass is issued for the guest in question and up to 3 riding companions. In addition to a boarding pass, the guest with a mobility impairment, or ASD, will receive a rider access form that lists the rides that the guest with a disability can safely enjoy. The rider or a member of their party obtains a boarding time from the ride associate at the alternative access entrance. The guest listed on the boarding pass must be present as a rider when a boarding pass is being utilized. Guests may not accumulate more than one boarding time at a time. Due to the nature of the attractions in Cedar Point Shores, alternative access and boarding passes are only available at Cedar Creek via the entrance/exit. Boarding passes, however, are required for the hauling mazes and houses if the maze has a line. Additional services that Cedar Point offers for guests with mobility or disability issues is assisted listening devices, Braille and large print guides, campground and hotel shuttle buses, and a family center where breastfeeding mothers can go to have a private spot to feed their children. The park also offers interpretive services, parking for guests with disabilities, a quiet room for autism or guests with sensitivity to lights and sound, restrooms that are handicap accessible, and service animals are welcome at the park. Additionally, wheelchairs, strollers, and ECV rentals are available either in Frontier Town or at the front of the park. Due to the dynamic nature of rides, oxygen tanks are not permitted on most attractions. They are, however, permitted in all restaurants, shops, and entertainment venues. Many attractions utilize special effects, including strobe lighting and specialty ride lights that may impact guests with certain medical conditions. Attractions utilizing these effects include Gatekeeper, Magnum XL, Maverick, Max Air, Millennium Force, Raptor, Rougarou, Steel Vengeance, Top Thrill Dragster, Val Raven, Windseeker, Woodstock Express, and Wilderness Run. For the guests of larger size, the following information may be found useful. All passenger restraint systems, including lap bars, shoulder harnesses, and seat belts, must be positioned and fastened properly to allow guests to ride. Due to rider restraint system requirements, guests of larger size in terms of height and weight and/or proportions may not be accommodated on some of the rides. The assistant guide states the following. Our larger guests may experience difficulty on Blue Streak, Corkscrew, Gatekeeper, Lake Erie Eagles, Maverick, Max Air, Millennium Force, Mine Ride, Pipe Scream, Power Tower, Raptor, Rougarou, Skyhawk, Slingshot, Steel Vengeance, Top Thrill Dragster, Wave Swinger, Val Raven, and Wicked Twister. Maximum and minimum recommended weight limits can be found under the individual rides in the guide and on the rider safety guide signs at the entrance to rides with restrictions. If you are concerned whether or not you can be accommodated safely on a ride, you may enter the ride via the exit to ensure the restraints function properly prior to waiting in line. The rest of your party may wait for you outside the exit. Test seats are located at the ride entrance of Gatekeeper, Maverick, Max Air, Millennium Force, Raptor, Rougarou, Skyhawk, Steel Vengeance, Top Thrill Dragster, Val Raven, and Wicked Twister. Pregnancy. Pregnant guests are prohibited for riding all rides with the exception of CP and LE Railroad, Lake Erie Eagles, Giant Wheel, Kitty Kingdom Carousel, Midway Carousel, and the Sky Ride. In Cedar Point Shores, pregnant women guests may participate in Cedar Creek Breakaway Bay and may accompany children in Lemmy's Lagoon and Watering Hole. I hope this video was helpful in determining how you're going to navigate the park on your next trip to Cedar Point. Don't forget that you can always call Cedar Point if you have more questions, visit guest services when you're at the park, or you can even find this guest assistance guide on Cedar Point's website. Let me know if you need a more detailed video made over this information. I would love to do so, as I love to help out any of my Cedar Point family. That's it for today. Cedar Point Mom is signing off. Ride Warriors, ride on.